This is Eric Muada with Muada.com. It is September 20th, 2012. You're probably wondering, hey man, what's up with all this silence? You haven't given us a breakout alert for a couple of days here. Actually, I believe this week. And the reason is, and I'm going to show you why, is I'm starting to wonder whether we should take a pause here and wait and see whether this market is really breaking out, or if it's just trying to get us all in before it changes directions. In other words, I am really not sure that it's a good idea to chase here. And I'm going to show you what my thinking is. Now, I hope I am wrong, because we always want to be part of a bull market because it's easier to make money when everything is moving higher, especially if you can find the quality breakouts. Now, the thing about this market is that you are seeing on the weekly charts that the Dow is trading above the weekly buy point of 13,232. So in essence, this breakout here still remains solidly in place. Good breakout, had a follow through week, everything is fine. So the only way we know for sure is that the market is stalling if it moves back below this 13,232 level, which would bring it back to this level here. That would be a failed breakout. Also, the thing that's bothering me here is that if you take a look at the weekly chart, this area here on the Dow, this line here, this straight line on the RSI on a weekly time frame is showing that every time we've stalled here, that has happened to be a high. We stalled there in April. That area there, even though it took about 2 months, that area was a high. And again, we are back at this RSI level. This could also be another high. So I'm not sure that we want to play chase and catch up here. Okay, if we take a look now at some of the major indices that I believe are probably trying to foretell where this market is going. The Dow Transports, probably one of the worst culprits in terms of predicting a market that wants to go down. You see that we have really failed to move above these levels on the Dow Transports going back since beginning of the year. This downward slanting line has been telegraphing the highs. This week we're already down about 4%. Notice that on the RSI weekly we have stalled on Q right there with a move below 50 on the weekly RSI. So really, to me, seems like this market is, very close to breaking down. Now remember, any move below this line here is going to be significant because it connects to the lows of 09 and the lows of summer 2011. So any break here is not going to be good. If you take a look at the MACDs, you see that the MACDs are very close to zero, if not already at zero on the Dow Transports. That's a market that could easily lose more momentum and give up all the gains for the year. So in fact, the Dow Transports are down for the year because that's where 2012s begin, and we are trading pretty much where 2012 began. Anyway, if you take a look at the daily, you see that these RSI highs here have been predicting short-term highs on the Dow Transports. Here, 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 and now here. So maybe that recent move in the market was a trap. Let's take a look at now the Dow Transport from a monthly chart. And what I wanted to show you on a monthly chart is, if this market keeps pulling back, the fact that the Dow Transport is trading at 51.51, any move below that could turn out to be very bearish. So we need to watch that level. A move below 50 here is going to lead to a big down month whenever that happens. Now notice also that the MACDs seem to be breaking down here. Now this is significant because the last break here led to the 2008-2009 bear market Actually, it was a huge, terrible bear market, and we're breaking down this trend here. There's something to really just, makes me wonder what this means. Also, you see that we are moving this MACD time frame below zero. Lots of questions on this chart here. If you take a look at the DRN, the 3 times bull ETF, you see that after breaking out above 79.84, it's now back below that level. That seems to be like a more of a failed breakout. You see that the RSI on a weekly time frame, if you take those highs, draw a straight line, you see that again a reversal pattern there, back above it, back below it very quickly, like an inverted V-type formation. That's a sign of a market that is peaking out. Also, you see that the MACDs are showing a top. Take the highs there, that high, you connect to that high. Also, there looks like early signs of a potential future break here. It hasn't taken place yet, but you wonder whether this market is gonna confirm that failed breakout. On a daily chart, what you see is the fact that if you take the lows here and here and here, draw a straight line, you find that it predicts that low, that break point there. But really what I wanted to point, and then it also this consolidation pattern around that line. What's really interesting is it also predicted or shows that that was a significant top. The fact that this line has kept everything kind of makes sense if you keep this line on the chart and just leave it there. That could be a significant high. On the RSI, you see that if you take the highs there and there and there, draw a straight line, you see that we had a movement up above that line and back below it. Seems like something like that. That's what I call uniformity, and it's usually a sign of a trap. We'll see whether that's going to predict a market that has already peaked. If you take a look at DRN from a monthly perspective, you see that now we are back below 81.14, which means that anything below that level is a failed breakout because it's not trading above this line here. So right now, signs of not breaking out. We'll see how the month ends and how next month is going to look like. What I want to point out here is USO had a nice move here the last week or so as the market was making new highs. But as of right now, Thursday, midday, you see this big 7% drop. That could be a failed rally attempt right there. Also notice you take the highs there and that high, draw a straight line. You see that that was a sell signal right there when you hit that resistance, that wall. If you take a look at the dollar, and my thinking here is that the dollar could be starting to move higher. Why? Because this area on the RSI right here is where the rally began. Right here, this area moved the dollar from these lows all the way to here over many months. But now you see that back to this level here, the dollar is trying to move back above that. So if it recaptures the area above that level just like it did here, could suggest to me that the dollar wants to at least move higher short term. We'll see what happens. In other words, what I'm saying is, to me it seems like here's a market that showing early signs of, let me call it, topping out, exhaustion, consolidation. I just don't want us to rush in there and continue buying anything that's breaking out. It could be that the market is going to pull back and most of those breakouts trying to break out now are going to fail. We'll see what happens. Of course, we are watching and making sure those charts tell us or give us an idea where the market wants to go. As long as the Dow is remaining above those weekly buy points, maybe you can still play some breakouts, but be cautious because if it's turning around, the pullback could be severe. Eric Muadha with Muadha.com. Peace and good luck. I am out for now.